There we are. Good morning.
Good morning, sister.
Can anybody hear me? How's everybody?
Doing great, girl.
Good morning.
Wednesday, right? Just making sure. Okay, guys, give us a minute. Find it here, not.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Better and better.
We're just, I'm on, we're live. We're just trying to folks to jump in.
Update.
It is Monday, specialty division day, and then you guys are going into full.
It's good to know what the other week is.
I was confused.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. So it's Wednesday, specialty division. We've got something that they want to talk about. Let's get this started, guys. Come on. We can't wait for our leaders. Let's just talk. Who can bring up a topic? And Brandy, what you got? I know you're always out in those streets.
Oh, girl, I've been trying to keep my transaction for one of my clients keep going. We had to end up changing the lender the last minute because, long story short, his tax person messed his stuff up, which kind of almost screwed us up for his house that we're having built for him. We've been working on for 6 months. Then after we got it corrected, then they wanted us to pull 2 more years back, which I ain't got time for that. We closed in a week and a half. So I said, you know what? We're just going to have to change lenders. I have a lender. Beep, beep. All right. We got everything changed over. So now that's what we're working on right now. That's why I haven't really been on or in the office. I've been like talking out on the phone and emailing and going. And oh man, it's been an experience, but I'm not quitting. I don't quit. I don't see no's. I just see other loopholes I got to jump through to make a transaction happen. That's what I've been up to lately.
Hey, I got a question for anybody on the call. What does specialty day mean? Like what
Usually on Wednesdays,
what falls into that category? Help me
James
with
was
that.
teaching us on OLS for a few weeks, and then so we're past that. So we'll usually talk about like the short sale division or just different
Okay,
divisions that
one off. So not buyer, not seller, but
just like our specialty
Okay.
for the first half, and then we'll go into the book.
Okay. Hey, out of the lender partners that we have in the book, I guess those are the go-tos here. Which one of those is the best fit for your basic, somebody with good credit, no real challenges? Which one of those would be the best one for that? I know we've got Seth, we've got Jen.
Jen and AEA. So Jen I use honestly for like my first time home buyers, like the programs. Those are the ones I've been using with her because she's good at that, right? Seth, I've tried to use him and our client wasn't ready, but AEA, I gave him one that was just easy, ready to go, and it was just ready to go.
Is there something? Are there any gotchas? Are there anything? Is there anything out there about using Rocket? And I have a very good contact at Rocket that I use for my mortgages, and she's done great. She's taking care of me. So that's why I'm asking, right? For my investment properties, she's done a great job.
I personally have never used Rocket, but I know I've heard comments about it, but I don't know. Does anyone else Lori, want to touch on that one?
Good morning. Jean, I would strongly encourage you to sit down and talk to all 3 of our lender partners. Like, get to know all 3 of them. They all are amazing, which is why they're partners. They all have, their own specialty. Rocket Mortgage, I will tell you, and I'm just being honest, our office has not seen any good luck with Rocket Mortgage. That's not to say that there's not someone in Rocket Mortgage that couldn't service your client. The beauty about our partners is that they are right at our fingertips. They come in our office. They are a phone call away. We don't have to wait, to talk to them. We get an update. They're right here with us. So I say all that to say that it's your business. We're never going to tell you how to run your business. So you just have to to see fit on who's going to service your client at that level to get them to the table. I will tell you that with my buyers, I give them all three of our partners. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to them on who they choose. I will guide them and let them know, if I have a buyer that is a first-time home buyer, I'm gonna send them to Jen, or Ayal. Seth is more of, one that, like Natalie just said, ready to go. They're perfect credit, but he also does, all the other things that Jennifer and Ayal do. So I think it's just who you prefer and build that relationship with. But all three of our lender partners are amazing. They have saved deals from, builder lenders, Rocket, all of those things. So just
All right.
Just getting
Yeah,
to
get
know your
to
client.
know. Basically, you told me meet with the three of them, get to know them, and then
Yeah, and then getting to know your client and their needs, and then what, like, I know like Jennifer has a good program for like law enforcement and stuff like that. So just getting to know your client and getting to know each lender and what they have to.
thank you.
Yes. Anybody else?
the silence is killing me. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about? Like we use this as a platform where we come to talk about issues we're having, any guidance you need. So everybody has perfect files, perfect business, no problems, no.
Life is good.
Mhm.
Somebody has to have something, guys.
Nestor, where you been? It's good to see you. What you got going on?
Hey, what's up? Nah, I've been everywhere.
What are you working on?
Well, actually, right now, it's funny because I'm looking at the lender partners. I have somebody who's looking for a lender.
Dean, do you have any takeaways or nuggets that you can share from the Tom Ferry coaching yesterday?
Do I have anything from that to share? Yeah, I can probably share something. I gotta look at my notes though.
I mean, anything that stuck out or?
Like, what was the biggest takeaway you took away from yesterday?
Yeah, that's an easy one. For me, my biggest takeaway was that I have to formalize my process, right? Personally, Gene has to formalize his process. What I mean by that is, I know we have it built here for us, right? But I got to take it and within that kind of commit to these days, I am committing to prospecting, calling out. And that's all I'm going to do for those 2 hours, right? I got to set goals for how many calls I'm going to make during that time, right? So that's what I took away from it. Just kind of formalize my schedule so I can be effective, right? So I can hit my goals and then develop the goals, right? Like how many calls do I want to make a week? How many appointments do I want to set? How many contracts do I want to write between now and the end of the year? That was my takeaway.
Numbers.
Mhm.
There was a lot. I mean, I can tell you that the last thing I saw was a presentation on the sales process from a real estate perspective. Because there's a sales process, right, for everything. But it was about, he called it control selling. So, making sure that you as an agent are comfortable with yourself and with your style. So don't wait till like 5 minutes before the appointment to come up with what you're going to deliver, how you're going to deliver it, how you're going to walk and act in that appointment. Prepare for it. Make sure that you show that you care for the client, right? Connect with the client. So that's kind of like the foundation. Then it's the structure, right? The structure is, we've heard it here. I've heard it here many times, but it's keep the client informed through every step. Explain what you're doing. Explain what you're taking them through. Don't assume that they know the process. That's going to help you kind of solidify your relationship with the client. Make sure that they stay connected with you. Always clarify. Make sure, hey, do you have any questions, any doubts? Is there anything I can cover for you that I haven't? Crystallize was the last one, which is, repeat it back. It's not a bad thing to always go back and confirm. And really, that's kind of like closing throughout the process, right? As I was listening to this, I was like, yeah, you're always closing, right? By going back and crystallizing, you're getting their commitment that they feel good, that everything's good, that you've met what their needs are, that you've covered everything they want to, so there are no surprises in the end. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff there. It's always something to learn in sales, always.
So are you enjoying the training?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. But I mean, I eat that up. I mean, I'm a fool for sales training. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I have a question. So I have a current file right now. You guys have all heard about it this week, but we're out of option. No amendment was signed. My seller still agreed to a couple repairs. I reminded the buyer's agent, hey, we're out of option. My sellers are gonna, in good faith, still do these repairs that we agreed upon. Can you send me the signed amendment so I can get it over to them? Sure, not a problem. She sends it over. Well, they go to do their walkthrough yesterday, day before yesterday, and the agent comes back and said, hey, what about this item, and this item? And so I said, I'm sorry, not sure what do you mean, what about these items? She said, why aren't these replaced? And I let her know they were not in her amendment. That is not something the sellers agreed upon. Her response is, yeah, but I sent you the inspection report. Well, how would you guys respond to that? What would your response be to that?
No was a response.
I mean, Sandy, did you think of maybe pointing out what you wanted me to address in the inspection report?
Something,
You
right?
never agreed to it. If it's not on paper, it's not getting done. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. And so that was exactly what I told her. I'm like, that's not what my sellers had agreed to. Thank you for referencing what was in the inspection report. However, what she was referencing didn't even have a defect to it. It was saying it could be updated. It was the electrical panel. Everything was legible and in working condition, but it could use an upgrade. And so she was under the assumption because she shared the inspection report, everything in that report was gonna get done. Absolutely not the case. And what you said, and your name is Nathan, right?
Yes.
So what Nathan said was if it's not agreed upon in writing, my seller is not obligated to do anything. My seller is not obligated to do what we previously agreed upon, even though because the amendment was not signed within that option period. They are doing it in good faith, right? But they do not have to. And so educating this agent through that process and what that looked like.
It doesn't sound like she was communicating.
Absolutely. She was letting her buyer dictate that conversation.
Yeah.
And constantly come back and ask for additional things. And so I let her know, hey, this is what my sellers are agreeing to. This is it. You know, we're moving forward to closing. Now on the flip side, today is closing day and my sellers want an extra day. Buyer said, no, we have surgery planned for my child tomorrow. We need to close today. They've already given us an extension on closing. We're supposed to close on Monday. So my seller said, okay, well, I'm just not going to sign. What's going to happen? It's not the end of the world. Life happens. How would you guys respond to the seller in that aspect?
You have the seller or the buyer?
Seller.
And the seller wants an extra day.
Seller wants an extra day. They want to sign tomorrow because they're not quite ready to be out. One of the sellers, one of the wives has some stuff to take care of.
Is it a valid reason? Like, you know, what do you think?
I don't know. Could be, it could not be. I could just be getting hey, I just don't want to sign it.
Do a 1-day lease back.
Also, we gotta comply now. We're on the contract.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Let's make an effort. But I mean, if you already tried that and she's not, you know, there's nothing you can do. You can just, you know, well, I don't know if the other agent will cooperate. It seems like they have a real reason to close.
Is it possible to sign and let her stay in until tomorrow?
That is a possibility, and you would need a lease back for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would then be leasing the property from the new owners. What were you saying, Lori?
I was saying negotiate a 1-day lease back.
Absolutely. What would you say if your seller said, no, I'm not interested in doing that. I'm just not going to sign. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Well, do you really want to?
Well, I would educate the seller and let them know that at that point they would be in default. And the buyer would have the option to exercise under paragraph 15, you know, for specific performance. So explaining all of that to them.
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
really want to go there? Do you really want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to get into a legal issue at this point? The answer to look at is it worth it? You know, is that really where you want to go with this? I mean, that's what I'm telling.
I might even make it easier for them. Oh, we'll send a notary out to you wherever you're at.
We go pick you up.
That's the issue. Yeah.
So let me go pick you up.
Yeah.
Carlos said, let me pick you up and take you to closing. Yeah.
Getting to closing isn't the problem. It's the problem is the issue is that the seller isn't ready to close because he's not fully out. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct.
What do you think?
Okay, so what time is the closing, Chelsea?
Well, sellers are signing remotely. We've already had this conversation. We have it squared away. I just was using it as an example to talk about today.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was gonna say. Maybe you know, in these specific scenarios, when stuff like this goes down, there are options. There is something to do. I think I heard somebody say there's really nothing you can do. You don't want to have that, you know, mentality. It's always coming up with a solution. So one is, you know, doing a 1-day lease back, extending the closing to later in the day. Like maybe they were closing early this morning. They need more time. Let's get them a later closing, so they can do what they need to do. So always trying to figure out working with the buyer, because at the end of the day, when you're this close and it's the day of closing, like, you know, having a conversation with the other agent that's saying, nope, we got to close. Nope, we got to do this. Chances are that agent hasn't even talked to their client, and asking the agent, like, everybody needs to remove their personal feelings from the situation. I know for me as a seller's agent, Chelsea, in your shoes, I'm sure you're probably just livid and you're mad and you're like, what the, but again, at the end of the day, the goal is to get everybody to the table. So working with the agent on the other side, telling her, listen, let's you and I remove our personal feelings from the situation. Let's figure out the best way for our clients to get to the table today, and let's see what we could come up. Do you mind calling your agent, calling your client, and asking them 1, 2, or 3? Like, give them several options.
Yep, absolutely. And so the consensus that we came to is my clients are signing remotely. Buyer signing this morning because one of them is in Colorado, one's on their way to Colorado. And then, there's still the kids and stuff at the house, but so they're signing remotely. One of them signing at the end of the day when he gets off of work, because that's the only time he's available. However, because it will be the end of the day, the file won't fund until tomorrow. Yeah. And so that was part of our conversation. However, it is not, it's a cash deal. So we're not waiting on a bank to fund and finalize docs. It's going to be quick, easy peasy, right? Once title opens, money's already there. Money's going to be there today. So that conversation with them was, while it'll be end of business day, nobody will be there to close out the file at title. First thing, 8:00 Thursday morning, that file's turned over. Those keys are turned over. That buyer now has possession of that house. And so what that looks like for the sellers.
Got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I gotta ask, is this a real situation, or were you just like giving us something to talk about? Because I'm just like, I can't believe we're still at the closing day, still having problems.
No, dead ass serious. Conversation happened last night. Hypothetical. Hey, Chelsea, what happens if I don't close tomorrow? And I said, Father, you are closing.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, no, just hypothetical. I'm like, we're not talking fucking hypothetical, Dad. You're going to closing.
Chelsea's men in her life are testing her in real estate right now.
Let me tell you what. And it's, full transparency. If you want the whole story, my dad's in Colorado. He took the last U-Haul yesterday. It's his wife, the 4 kids, and the 4 dogs. They knew they had to be out today. They originally were going to close Monday, the 3rd. They said, we can't do that. We need, because she has a couple doctor's appointments, whatever the case is. So we got the extension through today. Last night, they're texting me, so what time do I have to be out? I'm like 5 p.m. That's it. Get out by 5 p.m. today. And that's why I told them.
I heard you telling someone that yesterday.
Yeah, close as late as you can in the day.
Okay.
That way it still works, right? We still close on their day and they still, have the day to get out. And they're like, okay, well, just hypothetically, can we be sued? Jail, probation. And I'm like, just fucking stop. When I kid you not, this deal, this offer came from God. Clean. With a nice little bow. Clean. And said, here, let me answer your prayers. And they have found a way to have an issue with absolutely everything. And, this is me being a little vulnerable here. I've definitely seen my daddy issues come through in this file. Because this whole transaction, I'm telling my husband, I'm like, I just want to do good. I take a lot of pride in my clients anyways. But when it's your family, it's your family. And so I'm like, I just want to show him I can do my job. I want it to be a big, beautiful experience for them. And every step of the way, they have had a problem with something. And so then I was feeling a little defeated yesterday because I was like, man, they got a cash offer, 2-week close, easy peasy. This is has been one of the easiest transactions, from an agent aspect. But my clients are just not happy. And I realized the way I was interpreting it wasn't necessarily whether or not they were happy. It was me looking for that validation, from my dad and his wife. And
when are you going to tell me I did a good job? Yeah. Okay.
And I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, hell no. So when they were telling me that last night that they were closing, I'm like, you know what, Dad, don't fucking close it. Excuse my language. Don't sign, don't close. That's up to you. I'm not the one that needs the money to go back to Colorado. So you guys do what you want. So I texted them good morning and happy closing day. So
waiting for a response.
Yeah.
Sure, Dad.
Yeah.
Chelsea, put your daddy in the car and take him to the damn closing table.
It's grown. Hey, he's 12 as hell too. Good luck. Good luck trying to push this dude around. Look, guys, we're every situation is absolutely going to teach you something. And a lot of times we're looking for a surface answer when Chelsea's going deeper, like, what is the real damn problem here? Like, why are we dealing with this? And it's something totally different sometimes. So good shit. All right, Lori, you're unmuted, and I can hear all kinds of weird stuff coming from you. So it's time for gratitude and bucket fillers, guys. What are you grateful for today? I need at least 2, 3, something like that, gratitude and bucket fillers, because we're going to close off the book in a second. So if you haven't already thought about it, if you haven't already been reading the book, you don't already have ideas around it, start thinking about it right now. I want to go over last thoughts with Atomic Habits. Before we get there, what are you grateful for today?
I have 2.
Get it, Chelsea.
My first one is Bree and Sydney are both on Huddle this morning. They just got the link yesterday, and they're both on Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed, so super thankful for both of them.
Let's go. Welcome.
Keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. My other one is my baby got his ass whooped in football yesterday. We scrimmaged the Hitchcock Raiders.
Owen?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
Will.
It was an absolute dogfight. I love seeing it because, like, Ozzy, you're always telling us every play somebody gets their ass whooped.
Every play in football,
And
somebody's
that's what
getting
we
their
tell
ass
these
whooped.
boys, like, just learn from it, learn from it, learn from it. The first half of the scrimmage, our boys were getting defeated. They were dropping like flies. Like, Hitchcock was just running right through our kids. Once our kids started connecting and stopping them, they were getting pissed. And so our boys, you know, they're lifting their heads up, they're ready to fight. At that time, when both teams were the pads were just clacking, then you have the parents getting pissed, start fighting on the field, like complete chaos. But
Hey.
it's like, welcome to football season.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all Canes now, right? So the Canes are like a very competitive football program, and I gotta tell you, Hitchcock is a gritty ass group of kids,
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Them kids are gritty, man.
There was some crazy stuff.
Yeah, parents don't know how to act either.
Oh, they don't. They absolutely don't. And it's so quick, you can ruin an entire program because you can't keep your program shut.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you know? How'd Owen do?
He did okay. He did good. They're kind of moving them around right now, which they were doing good. They were fluid in all their positions. But then they started implementing new formations, and so they're right in that, like, you almost got it, but you're not quite there.
Yeah.
So he's doing good, but he teaching the kids on the line that, like, that's your job, is to hit, connect, and hit over and over and over. And you have to get back up and do it again. And so this kid, his elbows are all bloody and bruised, and he was a mess. And afterwards, he's just looking at me like, get me off this field. I want to go home. But he did good. It was a lot of lessons yesterday.
So knowing what you know, if y'all don't know, Chelsea's played football in the trenches. She's actually been a semi-pro football player. So Chelsea, knowing what you know about, like, being in the trenches and being in the dogfights, like, how does it make you feel about, like, what the coaches are doing, what's happening, like, all that good stuff?
Sometimes it's hard for me to keep my mouth shut, simulating, but I know I'm not the coach.
Yeah.
Like, I need to let other people coach my kid. And so that's been a learning lesson for me, is to let other people to coach him and walk him through that. I'm a mom, so that's not the side of me that he wants, and we've had that conversation.
Oh, damn.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, okay, I hear you. I'm like, why aren't you listening to me? And that is what it came down to. It's like, your mom, go be my soft-loving space over here. Dad can say what dad wants, and he'll listen. But when it comes to me, he's like, nah, I'm good.
How does that make you feel, knowing that, like, I know what the fuck I'm doing?
Whether you're gonna listen or not, you're gonna hear it, because he just is like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. But at the same time, like, I know how hard it is, because he played right and left guard yesterday, and I played right guard, and so I know, like, how defeated he's getting so fast. And those kids were twice his size, probably had a good 25 pounds on him. They were just big boys. And so just teaching him other things to do, like, they're going to be stronger than you, but if you change your technique, you can maneuver it differently.
Yeah.
And so just trying to teach him little things, but to also stay in my lane.
Yeah. 100. Man, that's what I love about the trenches of football and Little League, because it's like you're trying to fight this whole dude.
Yeah.
All you got to do is beat his legs.
Yes.
His legs weigh less than you, and you're trying to beat the full 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Just beat the bottom 50, and you ain't got to worry about that. And people don't realize that. Don't go at a full dude. I'm attacking this shoulder. I'm attacking that shoulder. I'm attacking your waist below, and I'm not going to lose against a quarter or half of you. But if I try to take on the gut and the whole of you, you're going to whip my ass. And understanding how that operates, right? But little dudes can, oh yeah.
And he's
They can hold
learning
their
right
own.
now to hit and go second level.
Yeah.
And so yesterday he would like just bounce off of him and then take off running. I'm like, no, dude, you gotta like clip him over, before it goes. But they're learning. They're figuring it out.
Good deal. Let's go. Again, the lesson, football is like life, man. You are going to get your ass whooped. Make a decision. Am I getting up and going at it, or I'm going to pack it up and go to the sideline and ask for mommy to help me out? And I that's why I absolutely made my boys play football. And it wasn't about winning. It wasn't about losing. It was you were going to learn to get your ass whooped. And I have that conversation with my son who's 20 now. And I'm like, do you realize that football wasn't about the game? Do you realize how hard I pushed you and when you were upset and you cried and you wanted to give up? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, is what you're doing now as hard as those days in the summer when I pushed you full out in 100-degree heat to go up against a dude that was 2 times your size and keep on getting up and fighting. And then after practice, we still had up downs and we still had running and we still had all this stuff. I was like, is this harder? And he's like, no, sir. And I said, well, get the fuck up and go fight, because we're not laying down for shit. That's the way this works. And those are the lessons, man. I love football. In the heat of summer of Texas, you are going to learn who the hell you are. It is fantastic. All right. I need 2 or 3 more gratitude and bucket fillers. What you got?
Well, let me add good morning to the football talk.
There you go, Gloria. Oh, Gloria's got some football. Yeah. What you got?
Yeah, so I have my son is on the bigger side. He's 6'2", 220. And so he learned, he told me yesterday, which I think was wonderful. He said, Mom, you can tell all the players who did not practice the whole summer. He said they were gassed, they were struggling, they were tired. He said, but me and my little group, we were doing everything that the coaches asked. And he even told me as a freshman, he's going to get to start because he's been at SAC camp the whole summer and because he has been training. So I'm thankful for his growth and his understanding that if you put in the work, you won't be on the sidelines. I actually have to go every week. I'll be at 2 games. I have a varsity cheerleader, and then he's a freshman. He's a freshman player, so I'll be double time. And then if I go to my boyfriend's little league games, then I'll be there 3 times. So football is our life over here. But I'm thankful for the motivation that he has, the discipline that he has to train. And I definitely understand what you and Chelsea have just said. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping myself disciplined and focused because it's definitely rubbing off on him. And I always say, like, when are you going to get it together? And I think like I'm watching it happen as we prepare for the first scrimmage next week. So I'm grateful for his understanding.
Man, that's absolutely it, guys. Again, football's like life. You don't win the football game on Friday nights. You don't win on Saturday afternoons in the Little League game. You win the football games by what you do every day in and out that builds up to the day. And going to strength and conditioning camp, SAC camp ain't no joke, man. They whoop your ass all summer. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we get to put pads on. And all the kids who weren't there in the sweat and the heat and the doom and the gloom, they show up like it's going to be okay. And then like halfway through practice, they're over here blowing chunks. And as a coach, I'm like, hey, don't eat the big chunks. Finish up, get your fucking ass back over here. We're rolling. And they're like, like you were eating Lucky Charms and drinking Dr. Pepper and playing Fortnite all summer, and you thought it was gonna work. Yeah, you're like, it ain't gonna work, son. Yeah. So they have what's called a heat bubble. They're supposed to, well, high school is supposed to practice like really early in the morning or in the evening, or practice are very limited or have to be inside because of the heat. But in Little League, they don't give a damn. Hey, Little League football, there ain't no bubble, man. They're like 4 o'clock. Get your ass out there. I do enjoy. I feel like you want to grow like a really strong young man. Put him in Little League Texas football. You're gonna learn some shit. There you go, Glorious. Yeah, her boyfriend is deep in the game, man. Like he's a coach of coaches.
Glorious, who does the little play for?
The little they play for it's called Cypress Elite.
Okay.
And I don't know if y'all know, it's near it's just north. They were in Bridgeland, but now it's off of 290. So but yeah, it's football like all the time, literally.
And
I just make sure everybody's fed and has water. That's my job.
stay hydrated. Let's go. All right, I need one more gratitude and bucket fill, then we got to move on to the book. Anybody got one? Going once, going twice. I'm gonna call Gene. What's your gratitude and bucket fill of the day? Or
Man, I'm just thankful for my path.
mm-hmm.
You know, like you said, everything I've gone through had a purpose.
Yeah.
And I never, I mean, I shouldn't say I never. You know, my faith was tested, my resolve was tested, but you know, I mean, I had to go through a lot of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But as I sit here today with you people, learning and taking it all in, I'm just grateful for my path. You know, we gotta be grateful for the path that we've been given or chosen,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a purpose. Just don't give up.
Absolutely.
Right? Keep your nose down, get up. When you get your ass kicked, get up. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had two men in my career. Then I'll stop. And I had 2 men in my career push me out of the way because I was the young Hispanic kid that had his shit together and was doing well, right? And they didn't like that. They were older than me, and my career was, and they, I had to stand up to them and say, you don't get to say that in front of me.
Yeah.
One guy said something about Cubans in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we were in the coffee room alone. I'll never forget this. This was the first defining moment of my career. And he was this, white guy from Georgia. This is 2001. No, it's not true. This is 88, 89. Anyway, he just he didn't like the fact that I had been promoted in the bank and that I was moving up, and he was the CEO of the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a comment about Cubans in front of me, and it was only him and I in the coffee room. And I stood up to him and I said, "You don't get to say that, man."
Yeah.
I was 20 years old. Like, you don't get to say that. That's not an accurate statement. Everybody's not the same. He just said something that he shouldn't have said. And they tried to get me fired. Couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I had a boss lady who stood up to him and said, "No, this guy hasn't done anything wrong." So anyway, I'm just grateful for my path.
Yeah.
No matter what gets thrown at you.
Little friend.
Yeah. All the little things show up, man.
Yeah.
Let's go, Gene. We're glad you're here. All right, we got a guest. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Your name, how long you been in the business, what brought you here?
Nathan Haley, been about 2 decades, and you brought me here.
Right. So what's your kind of specialty in real estate? Like, what do you enjoy?
I started with real estate investing 20 years ago. I am a realtor. I say that with quotations a lot of times because I have been like a full-time realtor for like 1.5 years of those, but I've been licensed for about 18 years. So I'm mainly an investor first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Wholesaling, investment banking.
Yeah. So I started with wholesaling, and then for a long time, we were mostly doing flips. We were doing 12 at a time when the market was better. And I do buy and hold, of course, because that's the real way to wealth. And I also lend on investment properties.
Good deal, man. Well, we're happy to have you. Let's go. All right. So who has read the book or has any kind of comment about it? Because we're going to close it out. Has it taught you anything? Have you read anything? You grabbed anything from it before I close this thing out? Because we got a few more minutes left. What time is it right now? 8:49. We got about 11 minutes. Does anybody want to chime in on the book itself? I want to hear from at least one person. Anything you've gotten from the book throughout? There's a lot. I'll get out of the way. Who's doing shield too? I love awkward silence. Somebody bring something to the table.
Okay, so can I go?
Yes, absolutely.
So I kept I guess the steps that are suggested in regards to making, when you're changing your habits and stuff, and the four cues that you want to kind of keep in your head to make those changes. So the first one is make it obvious. And then the second one is make it attractive. Third one is make it easy. And then number 4, of course, is make it satisfying. So those 4 cues and utilize those things to kind of allow you to make those habits and just ask yourself those questions. So those are the 4 things that I kind of kept for myself to make sure.
And I challenge you guys right now, even if you haven't read any of the book, which is, I totally get it, right? I want you to go into ChatGPT or whatever AI you use, and I want you to look up, say, atomic habits. Explain to me what cue, craving, response, and reward means in terms of atomic habits. I want you to go look at that, because that part alone will open this entire book up for you. That's all you need to do is say, in the book, Atomic Habits, can you explain to me, you can say it in layman's terms or easy terms, what are cue, craving, response, and reward in that book? That will break down all the steps to what this book is trying to teach you. Chelsea, did you have anything you want to drop in?
So I feel like while we were reading this book, I feel like I'm in this space in my life where instead of trying to figure out, build who I want to be, I've been working through more of who I am and peeling back the layers of who I'm not. And I feel like that's been a little bit different for me, but how it correlates with the book is it talks about reversing habits or reversing the 4 laws. And so while, you think about creating all of these new habits to obtain this person, okay, well, if you're here, what do I need to remove in order to be here? So that was a little bit different for me, but it talks about the negative associations, removing the bad habits, and then the punishment of what comes along with that. And obviously I'm super emotional person as it is anyways, but the emotional or the cognitive ability to work through the reversing of those habits has been a little bit interesting, but being able to share that with my kids too, while they're figuring out who they are, junior high, high school, it's don't worry about who you want to be. Try to figure out who you are right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big one, guys. I think about that just a little bit deeper. It's not always who you want to be, because you can get lost in that shit.
Right.
What do I want to be? Why are they there? What are they doing? Why do they live a better life than me? Man, forget that. Who am I right here and right here? You got to figure out who the hell you are. We're all different. Go ahead, Rick.
I just want to add I call him my second dad, most successful guy I know in my life. He used to do exactly that, which most people might say, but they don't actually do. But he would say, when he was a long time ago, he was selling Schwantz.
I remember that.
Anyway, and he would say, all right, I got to get a cell. And when I get a cell, then I can eat. Right? So if I don't get a cell all day, then I don't eat. right? And he would do that to himself. Most people won't punish themselves if they don't achieve their goal.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Triggers. We talked about that the other day where, like, for me, it's, you know, the levels and the layers are, did I accomplish my goals today of activities I was supposed to do in business? Did I get my workout in? Did I spend some time in prayer and meditation? Did I spend face-to-face time with my wife? Did I spend face-to-face time with my kids? Those are the priorities in my life. If I did all those things, I get to reward myself with other things. I get to nerd out. I get to play some Fortnite, right? I get to do other things that I really enjoy. But here's the deal is, we try to take all the fun stuff and the easy stuff and do it now, and we miss out on the important stuff and the priority stuff. And then 10 years from now, you're like, what the fuck did I do? Why? That video game gave me nothing but tiny hits of dopamine. I was addicted. Why did I do it? My wife will love me for the rest of my life till our dying day, but I didn't give to her. And what happened to our relationship? My kids are going to have grandchildren. They can come back and hang out with me, and we can have so much time. I can coach Little League. Yet if I don't build a relationship now, they will never bring them around. Right? If I don't get right with my spirit, nothing's going to matter. If I don't take care of my health, I can't throw that baseball with my grandkids. But video games, what the fuck did that do for me? Right? And it's a game, but sometimes we reward ourselves. We're taking all the dopamine hits, but we're missing what matters. The dopamine hit will come and go. The reality of what you do with your habits and spending time doing the right things will change the whole rest of your life. I will not be in a wheelchair for my grandchildren. I will be able to walk. I will not be hunched over. I will be the most athletic grandparent I could possibly be. Not because I want to like outrun them. No, I just want to be able to participate. Yeah, and outrun them. We trip them, and then no, I'm just kidding. But that's the game, man. What are you doing right now? And you don't even realize compound effect. If you haven't read the Compound Effect, that book, or any books about compounding effect, it's little things. It's inch by inch, step by step, second by second that you build what your future looks like. Every tiny step in the wrong direction, it doesn't get you off a little. It gets you off course a lot. And we don't realize that. Like you don't walk yourself into bankruptcy with one huge loss. Step by step, you made decisions. You don't walk yourself into wealth by winning a lotto. And those that do, they get addicted to shit and they lose it all anyways. If you've seen those lotto shows, when you get it and you don't deserve it and it comes in a windfall, you will fucking lose it. But when you step by step head in the right direction, you earn it bit by bit, football fight by football fight in the trenches, it belongs to you. And nobody can take that shit from you. That's what you do to build the future you want. You slowly walk you down the bad path, or you slowly walk yourself down the right path. And it's step by step, inch by inch. Can you win? And this is the football thing, is I tell my kids, you don't get in the end zone 1 yard, 2 yard, 5 yards at a time. You control the 6 inches right in front of your face, and you dominate that 6 inches. And when you dominate that 6 inches right in front of your face, nobody can fucking stop you. We will be in the end zone. You do your job and control what's right in front of you. It's step by step. What do you think?
Just want to add to that what you're talking about. So same guy, Tom, used to teach a 5-year planning class. And one of the slides that I always reposted on my Facebook was, you are who you are because of the thoughts you think, the emotion it gives you, and the actions that you take. That is who you are today.
100%.
Right? And you look over the room, and some people were like smiling, and some people were like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Like, and some people think it's mean in here sometimes, right? When we're having conversation, and somebody says, "I don't know what to do. Tell me," or "I can't do that," or whatever they say, and then we're like, "Hold on."
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm like, "Hold on." We don't say I can't, because you absolutely can, because you're programming your mind. I cannot means that it is not possible and you are not capable. I'm here to tell you that's not fucking true. It is absolutely possible and you are absolutely capable. So can't is not a word that exists in your world. The problem is you're programming yourself with bullshit over and over and over. And that's why people get a little frustrated with me because I'm like, you keep saying I can't. I don't understand that fucking word. Or when you say, I don't know, right? When my kids, my daughter's in there right now. She'll vouch for it if you wanted to. If they say, I don't know, I'm like, I don't know is not a good enough fucking word. It doesn't work. It's not an excuse. Nobody cares if you don't know. Go find it. Figure it out. But it will never be an excuse. You got to go and get it. Again, and going back to what Sandra was saying, so behavior efforts here, behaviors are difficult here. So effortless here, difficult here. So whenever you're talking about a behavior, make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, right? When they are invisible, unattractive, hard, and unsatisfying, you will not accomplish what you are looking to accomplish. So how do you take the habits and make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying? So I challenge you to take a picture on page 253. If somebody can, I will take a picture. We'll put in the group chat, take Q, craving, response, and reward, and the book Atomic Habits. Go into your AI and ask it to pull together, what can I get from this book? And how can you set up a plan for me to create the greatest habits, for me to be the best dad, the best husband, the best Christian I can be, the best real estate agent I can be, the best wholesaler, whatever the hell you want to accomplish. Take this and ask it, how do I make this happen in my life? And you're not asking it to make you a millionaire. You're asking it to do the steps it takes to get you to become that millionaire. There's a difference. Because when somebody just throws you $1 million, yeah, you're a millionaire. Well, I hate to tell you, you're going to fuck that up because you did not earn it step by step, piece by piece. And I honestly, I tell people, if I would have been born a rich kid, I would be in prison and I would be addicted to all kinds of shit because it wasn't meant to be given to me. It's meant for me to go and take it piece by piece, inch by inch, fight by fight. That's how I've got to take it. And it's not the easy journey. And I'm cool with that shit. I'm built for the struggle. Throw that shit on me. We're ready to go. And I appreciate it and I love it. I love the struggle. I told myself a long time ago, if I ever write a book, it was going to be called Falling in Love with a Good Ass Whooping, because damn, I love getting my ass kicked. Right? And I don't want to invite more ass whoopings, but I want to tell you, bring it, bitch, because I'm ready for it. I love this. Let's keep fighting. All right. So let's get an affirmation and everybody up. Let's knock this out. We are done with Atomic Habits. We got to pick the next book and move on. If you did not read it, read it. If you do not have a copy, go and get one. At the very minimum, get into AI and let it find the research for you. Very minimum. Y'all get up here. Come on. All right, Nate, this would get a little crazy. You know, Bold, you've been a Bold KW. We're going to say an affirmation really loud, like we are absolutely insane. And I'm going to ask you not to waste my energy today because I'm going to bring it. What are we going to say today? What is a good affirmation we can rock with today?
Fall in love with the
Holy shit. Look, I love Lori. She drove over the concrete there. Somebody overthinking. Lori, get in here. Let's go. She got that coming in hot energy right now. Let's go. So we're going to wait for Lori. Why wait for Lori? What are we going to say? What is a great affirmation?
What did you say, Chelsea?
fall in love with the ass whooping, or what did you say? I don't remember.
Struggle.
Embrace that.
Embrace the ass whipping.
Yeah.
Embrace the
I like struggle well. I like my strength lies solely in my tenacity. Which one? My strength lies solely in my tenacity.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that means, it's real simple, guys. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how strong you are. It's not about how beautiful you are or athletic. It's none of that shit. The difference between the people that reach whatever they want to, their success, their significance, is one thing. It's your tenacity. It's your ability to keep moving forward when everybody else quits. It's your ability to take a good ass whooping and keep on fighting, to not lay down and give up. That is the one strength that is the determining factor, which is grit, between whether or not you make it or not. That's it. The cool thing is there's a lot of competition in this world that's really weak and they give up. So those of us that don't, man, we look like studs, baby. So my strength lies solely in my tenacity. You ready? We're gonna say it 3 times really loud. Anchor it, then we hug each other. If it doesn't go right the first time, we're gonna redo it again. It'll be practice. Here we go. My strength lies solely in my tenacity goes 1, 2, 3. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Hold on, that was practice. Nathan, you ready? Bring it with me this time. You ready? That was a good practice. Now you know what it looks like. We gotta bring it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome. Good morning.
Carlos trying to get away, bro.
Good morning.
Get away, bro. Good morning. Natalie.
Ozzy told you to tell me.
No, what happened? What happened? No, I know.
You told him what?
Well, I saw it. He did say it, but I saw
What?
it.
You drive like a maniac. I've seen it. You came in on 2 wheels.
He came out that door. Man, if there would have been a pedestrian on this sidewalk, that dude would have
You
been
came in on the back.
like we'd be scraping that dude off the sidewalk right now.
You're watching scooter people.
The scooter.